You are about to buy a semi-truck, and every number attached to the business looks enormous. A realistic used tractor, a dry van trailer, startup expenses, and enough cash to survive the first few months can place roughly $130,000 into the operation. In a healthy freight market, one truck might gross around $280,000 per year. After fuel, equipment payments, insurance, maintenance, deadhead miles, and operating overhead, perhaps $90,000 to $110,000 remains before taxes. At first, that sounds excellent. Then you realize that most of the money may be compensation for spending your own life behind the wheel. Once you assign yourself a fair salary for driving, dispatching, handling paperwork, and managing the company, the truck itself may produce only a modest investment return. One major engine repair, 1 week freight lane, or several weeks without work can erase it. So, let's follow every important dollar through a representative independent dry van operation. You own the tractor and trailer, you drive the truck yourself, you find loads through brokers and direct customers, and you operate under your own authority. That structure is different from leasing onto a large carrier. A carrier may provide dispatch, insurance programs, trailers, administrative support, or more consistent freight in exchange for part of the revenue. Operating under your own authority gives you greater control and potentially more upside. It also places every unpaid mile, compliance problem, cargo claim, billing delay, and slow-paying customer directly on your company. The visible business involves moving a loaded trailer from one city to another. The financial business involves positioning 80,000 pounds of legal capacity in the correct market at the correct time. A load paying $3 per loaded mile can perform worse than one paying $2.60 when the first delivery leaves you 200 empty miles from the next shipment. Your customer is buying more than distance. The shipper or broker expects reliable capacity, compliant equipment, precise timing, proper documentation, and the transfer of delivery risk onto your business. Start with the equipment. Prices for used. Class 8 tractors vary dramatically according to age, mileage, engine condition, emission system history, maintenance records, and warranty coverage. For this scenario, assume you purchase a late model used sleeper tractor for $65,000. A used dry van trailer costs another $28,000. Inspections, tires, immediate repairs, sales tax, registration, plates, electronic logging equipment, and basic business setup add $12,000 more. Before the truck earns $1, the equipment and launch bill has reached approximately $105,000. Then comes the money many beginners underestimate: working capital. You purchase fuel constantly. Freight invoices may remain unpaid for several weeks. Insurance can require a large initial payment. A tire may fail on your first trip. A broker might delay payment because one document is missing. You may need a hotel while the tractor sits inside a repair shop. Add $25,000 of operating cash, and the realistic amount committed to the business reaches approximately $130,000. You do not necessarily pay the entire amount in cash. Assume you use $45,000 for down payments and startup spending, finance $70,000 of equipment, and keep $15,000 available as an emergency reserve. That allows you to enter the business with less personal capital. It also creates a monthly obligation that continues whether the tractor is loaded, empty, or sitting with its hood open. Buying an older truck reduces debt. It shifts more risk into the repair account. Newer equipment creates a larger payment, although it may provide better fuel economy, warranty protection, and fewer interruptions. Neither option guarantees safety. A paid-off truck with repeated downtime may cost more than a financed truck that stays productive. A nearly new truck becomes dangerous when its payment depends on freight rates that do not last. Now put the equipment to work. Assume you drive 110,000 total miles during the year. Approximately 96,000 are loaded. The remaining 14,000 consist of repositioning miles, travel to maintenance facilities, or miles between your home and the next profitable freight lane. At an average of $2.85 per loaded mile, the freight produces approximately $274,000. Detention payments, extra stops, and smaller accessorial charges bring annual revenue close to $280,000. That level is plausible in a constructive freight market. It is not guaranteed. Recent national drive and spot pricing has reached around $3 per loaded mile when fuel-related pricing is included. Freight markets move in cycles. An average created from several excellent weeks can disappear long before the equipment loan ends. The business must survive the rate produced across the full year rather than the best screenshot available on a load board. Subscribe if you want more businesses reduced to the cash their owners actually keep. Fuel takes the first major bite. Assume the tractor averages 6.8 miles per gallon and diesel costs an average of $4.65 across the year. Driving 110,000 miles consumes roughly $75,000 of fuel. At a national diesel price above $5.30, the same mileage moves closer to $86,000. That change alone can remove more than $10,000 from the annual result unless fuel surcharges or higher freight rates compensate for it. The equipment loan and trailer financing consume roughly $25,000 during the year. Insurance may cost around $18,000 in this representative scenario. A new operating authority, limited experience, previous claims, location, cargo type, and coverage limits can move that amount substantially. Federal rules require at least $750,000 of liability coverage for most for-hire carriers transporting non-hazardous property with heavy commercial vehicles. Many brokers and shippers expect higher limits before they offer freight. Maintenance and tires require another $25,000. Some years use less. Other years use far more. Oil changes, brakes, wheel seals, airlines, emissions components, batteries, suspension parts, trailer repairs, towing, and roadside service do not arrive on a predictable schedule. The truck may appear inexpensive for 6 months and then demand $15,000 during 1 week. Tolls, permits, registration, heavy vehicle taxes, fuel tax administration, compliance services, parking, accounting, communication, load board access, electronic logs, truck washes, and office expenses may consume another $16,000. Factoring fees, cargo claims, unpaid detention, and small collection losses remove several thousand more. For this scenario, group those remaining pressures into $8,000. Total operating outflow now reaches approximately $167,000. Subtract that from $280,000 in revenue, and around $113,000 remains before personal income taxes. Place $15,000 into a genuine replacement and major repair reserve. You can distribute roughly $98,000 to yourself. This is where semi-truck economics become easy to misunderstand. Those $98,000 are not automatically profit produced by an asset. You drove 110,000 miles. You made dispatch decisions. You collected documents, negotiated rates, tracked compliance, waited at loading docks, and spent large parts of the year away from home. Industry operating cost data places employee driver wages alone near 80 cents per mile before benefits. Giving your labor a comparable value can consume approximately $85,000 to $90,000 of the amount that initially looked like investment profit. The business produces two different returns. One is working income for driving and managing the operation. The other is the residual earned by the capital you placed at risk. Under these assumptions, the economic return created by the tractor and trailer may be closer to $10,000 than $100,000. You may still prefer the arrangement because you control the operation and can build customer relationships. But this is active work. Ownership by itself does not force the truck to produce a profit. The most profitable load is not always the one displaying the highest rate. Imagine two offers. The first pays $3,000 for 1,000 loaded miles. It delivers into a weak market where you drive another 200 miles empty and wait a full day for the next shipment. The second pays $2,700 for the same loaded distance. It ends near reliable outbound freight and allows you to reload within 3 hours. The second load pays less on the screen. It may produce more cash across the week because the trailer spends less time empty and the tractor completes more revenue-generating miles. Lane knowledge becomes a real asset. You learn where freight originates on Monday, which markets weaken before holidays, which receivers regularly waste half a day, and which brokers actually approve and pay detention. An inexperienced operator tends to optimize one load at a time. A stronger operator studies the entire sequence. The truck earns money through the complete route cycle, from the current pickup to the next profitable pickup. For more owner-level economics without the sales pitch, subscribe to the channel. Customers also behave differently from what the public sees. A shipper with a low contract rate may suddenly pay a premium when capacity disappears, a production line is at risk, or the delivery appointment cannot move. A broker may offer more to the carrier who responds quickly, sends clean documents, updates tracking, and rarely creates claims. Reliability can gradually transform anonymous spot market work into repeat freight. Repeat lanes reduce empty miles, search time, and rate uncertainty. Direct customers can improve the economics, although removing a broker does not remove the work the broker performed. You now handle sales, billing, credit risk, collections, and customer service. A large direct account can also create concentration risk when it represents half of your annual revenue and later changes its routing plan. The best agreement depends on more than the posted rate. Payment speed, detention terms, fuel adjustments, consistency, and the strength of the destination market can matter just as much. Now test the truck during a strong year. Loaded miles increase to 98,000 because dispatch improves and downtime remains low. The average loaded rate reaches $3.05. Total revenue, including accessorial charges, approaches $305,000. Fuel averages $4.25. Repairs remain near $20,000. After operating costs and a proper reserve, you may distribute around $125,000. That creates an attractive working income. After assigning a fair value to your driving labor, the business may still produce $30,000 to $40,000 of additional economic return. Your equity in the equipment also increases as part of each payment reduces principal. That growing equity is not spendable cash until you refinance or sell. The strong year works because several ordinary variables cooperate. Rates remain favorable. Deadhead stays controlled. Fuel costs do not rise dramatically. The truck remains reliable. And no extended shutdown removes weeks from the calendar. The difficult year requires no crash or national recession. Assume the average loaded rate falls to $2.40. Loaded miles decline to 90,000 because freight becomes inconsistent and repairs remove 3 weeks from the schedule. Revenue falls toward $220,000. Diesel averages $5. Maintenance reaches $35,000 after an emission system failure and a roadside repair. Insurance, permits, and loan payments change very little. Distributable cash can collapse toward $40,000 before personal taxes, even though the tractor moved freight during most of the year. That amount may fail to compensate you fairly for the labor, risk, and time away from home. After assigning a real cost to your driving, the company has produced an economic loss. The situation becomes more fragile when you protect current cash by skipping the maintenance reserve. The structural danger is a chain reaction. Weak freight rates reduce your cushion. You accept cheaper loads to keep moving. Those loads send you into weaker markets. Deadhead and waiting increase. Maintenance is postponed because the bank balance is thin. A neglected component eventually fails. The tractor stops producing revenue while the loan, insurance, phone, parking, and household expenses continue. When the truck returns to service, you need immediate cash. That pressure pushes you toward another poor load. From the highway, the operation still looks active. Its financial position deteriorates mile by mile. Preventive maintenance is therefore a form of capacity insurance. Spending money before a failure feels painful. An owner-operated truck produces nothing when it cannot be driven legally or safely. Strong operators track cost per total mile rather than cost per loaded mile. They calculate the minimum acceptable rate for each lane, include the empty repositioning after delivery, and assign a value to the time spent waiting at docks. They also protect liquidity. A reserve of $15,000 may feel excessive while the truck runs well. It may feel completely inadequate after an engine, transmission, or after treatment failure. Lower debt improves the ability to survive downtime because fewer dollars leave the account each month. Holding cash also has a cost. Money kept in reserve cannot reduce the loan or finance expansion. Expansion creates another temptation. After one strong year, purchasing a second truck appears to double revenue. It also introduces a higher driver, payroll, benefits, recruiting risk, more insurance, and another machine capable of breaking down. Your role changes. Instead of driving one truck, you begin managing people, freight, maintenance, and cash across a small fleet. Revenue may double while direct control weakens. Exit value depends on far more than chrome and odometer mileage. A buyer examines maintenance records, mechanical condition, remaining loan balances, customer concentration, safety history, and whether the freight relationships can transfer. A business built entirely around your personal driving may sell mainly for the net value of the tractor and trailer. A carrier with clean records and transferable direct customers can be worth more. That value exists only when the customers are likely to remain after the owner leaves. Subscribe for the next business where revenue looks much larger than the return. So, is owning a semi-truck worth it? It can be, especially for an experienced driver who understands freight lanes, maintains cash reserves, controls debt, and treats empty miles as a financial problem. The strongest operator does not chase the highest posted load. That operator protects the entire cycle from one pickup to the next. The person most likely to struggle is the buyer who finances expensive equipment, starts with little cash, and mistakes gross revenue for personal income. In the representative year, the truck generated $280,000 and delivered approximately $98,000 to the owner. Most of that amount compensated the owner for driving and managing the company. The investment survived because the remaining margin and repair reserve were protected. Your semi-truck creates wealth only after every loaded mile, empty mile, waiting hour, and future repair has already been paid.